I keep a bat under my bed so I can just fucking grab it, whip it out, and start swinging if I had to. Learning to love yourself and take care of yourself without someone else reminding you to do it really changed me as a person entirely. I was so scared to be like completely alone. I healed a lot of repressed emotion. You can make it such a safe and sacred space for yourself. No matter what, I make sure my rent and my bills are paid before anything else. Being very aware of your surroundings, okay? It's good and it's important to keep weapons around. Like, I love it so much. I'm wearing my bird shirt today, so I know it's gonna be a good day. It's like my lucky shirt, my favorite shirt. Like, it's just so cool. Also, Muffin wanted to be in the video. What do you have to say? Yeah. Do you hear that? Exactly. It's quiet and it's peaceful. I mean, you might hear the construction across the street, which is... Don't even get me started on that. They started at like 6:30 this morning and it's just been going all day, and I'm just so ready for them to be done with whatever they're working on. It's driving me crazy. That's one of the best parts about living alone. It's just the silence. There's no one around, no one's gonna come up on you, no one's gonna just quiet. Silence. I just really wanted to make this video for anyone that's like considering living alone, or maybe you're not, you're just curious about it, or you've already decided you're doing it and you're just looking for some guidance, or maybe you just started living alone. But I just wanted to talk about my experience living alone and what I've learned from it and how much it actually changed me as a person, and how much I recommend living alone if you ever have the chance to. I would say the biggest thing I've learned from living alone is self-discipline. There's no one around you to tell you to do things, to tell you to get out of bed, to make your food for you, or even just like living with people or having other people around like motivates you to do things. Like, if you're, say you're in your house and whoever you're living with, like, you hear them up in the morning, you hear them making food, you hear them doing things, like, it motivates you to get out of bed and do things most of the time. So I feel like not having someone else to like bounce off of in that way can get really hard to hold yourself accountable, to still do things for yourself and to have a routine. So you really find like the motivation and the self-discipline of like finding a good schedule, waking up on time, waking up when you need to, like not laying in bed all day, like trying to stay busy, making sure that I have food and making sure that I'm still eating like 3 meals a day when I can. So just a lot of self-discipline and like learning to love yourself and take care of yourself without someone else reminding you to do it. So that's been like a huge thing that I've learned that's changed, like that's literally changed me as a person entirely. Like, when I was having a hard time with self-discipline, it like made me look within myself and figure out like why I don't have enough self-love or enough self-discipline to have a good routine for myself. So that's been one major thing that has completely changed me from living alone. Another really big thing is just cherishing my alone time so much more. Like, I always loved like my alone time. It like rejuvenates me. I feel like I've always been like more introverted. So like I always loved my alone time. But like once I got used to living with other people, like I was so scared to be like completely alone. Like when I first moved in and I was spending like a lot of alone time, like it was terrifying and it was weird and it was uncomfortable. But like the more I got used to it, the more I learned to love it, because I sat through those uncomfortable feelings and I let things come to the surface that had been repressed for so long because I hadn't let myself be fully alone. So I healed a lot of repressed emotions. I just had a lot of things that were buried come up, and I've healed them because I've spent this time alone. And now like I'm extremely comfortable being alone. I love being alone. I need my alone time. Another great thing about being alone and like not sharing a space is like you can make it such a safe and sacred space for yourself. You can decorate it how you want to decorate it. It's just purely your energy in that space. Especially because like I genuinely don't have people over a lot. Like I do here and there, but I am constantly like energetically cleansing when people leave and just making sure that like this is my energy and this is my space to come and my space to heal and grow and flourish in. So it's always nice not having anyone else's like energy or just anything in your space. Like it's purely you. It's a reflection of you, and it's comfortable, and it's somewhere you know you can go and be safe and just get away from everything and just be in your own energy. So that's been like such an amazing thing of living alone too. I've also found like such big, deep really big feeling of independence within myself. I've lived independently, like with other people, like away from my family, but living like alone independently is so different because you're not sharing your bills. Again, there's no one else around you to remind you to pay your bills or things like that, or just like anything. Like it's purely you. You're relying on yourself 100%, and it has just made me feel like so much more independent. And it's a really good feeling. And again, that was scary at first because like, what if I don't have enough money for rent, or what if blah blah? And it's like, I feel like no matter what, it has always worked out. My bills are always paid. I feel like no matter what, I make sure my rent and my bills are paid before anything else, and I'll figure the rest out. But like, as long as my rent and bills have been paid, like everything worked itself out. It's also really important when you're renting that your rent is paid on time every month, because that will definitely be held against you, because you don't want to get evicted, and you don't want it on your record, because when you go to rent somewhere else, like they might reach out to like your past landlords, and if they say like, yeah, like they were late on rent a lot or whatever, like it's going to be really hard for you to continue finding places to live, especially like if you do end up like enjoying living alone as much as I have and you want to keep doing that just in different places. Then make sure your rent is paid on time every single month, okay? I know things happen, but like if you can, like make that a priority for yourself. And I would just say like a few tips of living alone, especially as a woman, is being very aware of your surroundings, okay? Like I know that's a given, but if you're not used to like doing that, then it's really important. Like when you're coming home, like who is near you? Like what are people you normally see around your house? Like if there's people you don't normally see, if someone looks or feels off to you, like there's been times like I'll notice like people that I don't feel very good about, like just walking around my apartment, and if I'm coming home and I see them, like I'll wait in my car until like they're gone before I even go inside. Not that I think they're gonna run up and attack me, but because I don't want them to know where I'm living. Like I don't want them to know like what apartment I go into, like what door I'm going into. If you ever feel weird about that, like, and you do end up going inside, do not turn your lights on right away. Like wait a while, because if they're watching you and they see like where your lights are turning on, then they know where you live, like your exact apartment. So that's another really big thing to be safe about. You know, get to know your neighbors. You don't have to be best friends with them, but like introduce yourself. So like, you know, they know you, you know them, they've seen you, they know what you look like, and they'll know if something is weird or wrong. So that's always a good thing too. And it's nice to know that like you have someone you can go to if you need anything. Keep weapons in your house. I'm not saying you need like a fucking gun in your closet, but like I have a bat under my bed. I keep like random knives around. Like I really don't see myself stabbing anybody, but it just makes me feel better. And it's like, if I had to, like I probably would. Who knows what I'm gonna do at a fight or flight situation, okay? But it's good and it's important to keep weapons around. I feel like I could start swinging a bat, but I don't know if I could stab someone. But like having like a bat or something, like just literally anything to protect yourself, pepper spray, whatever. Just keep it in places you know, and convenient places, to where if anything ever happens, like you're fucking ready to go. That's another really big thing. Like again, like I keep a bat under my bed so I can just fucking grab it, whip it out, and start swinging if I had to. Again, don't see myself doing that, but if I had to. I would say, honestly, the biggest downside of living alone is like not wanting to ever live with someone. I love having my own space so much. Like I love it so much. Like obviously one day like I'll live with someone again, whether it's friends or like if I find someone eventually that I want to move in with, or like buy a house one day, have kids, well, whatever. But I am at this moment like I'm not ready for that. So I'm gonna cherish like living alone as long as I possibly can. And again, like I just really recommend living alone if you're thinking about it, if you're feeling drawn to it, if you're wanting to challenge and test yourself in a new way and just experience new things. Like definitely try living alone. I would say a big thing that's important not to feel super lonely is make sure you're still going out there and doing things like with your friends and your family, your coworkers, even just like going to different exercise classes, going shopping, getting food, going for walks, like just staying busy outside of your apartment too, so you still feel like you're a part of a community, will make it so much better for you. Because if you're just spending all your time alone inside not doing anything, like it's gonna get lonely. Just so make sure you're still out there doing things and not being a complete hermit, which can be hard to do, but definitely another thing to push yourself out of your comfort zone for. Human interaction is important. It really is. Even if it scares you, it's good for you, okay? Talking to myself too right now, honestly. If you have the opportunity, try it, be safe, have fun getting to know yourself, because you will. But yeah, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or have any comments, questions, concerns, anything, leave them down below. I also have my Instagram and my TikTok linked if you want to go follow me on those. Love you guys, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
Such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. Such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. Such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. Such thing, no such thing. Your such